The following is a presentation from PokerStars.net.
Welcome to the best of the PokerStars.net Big Game.
Can you feel the love?
Let's go for it. Now, it's the big game.
You don't think I can make fun of myself a little bit?
Full house. That's what I'm talking about.
This is going to be a fun hand.
This makes me as attractive as anybody else.
Come on.
Oh, good read, because I was bluffing.
Listen to that license, right?
I'm Phil Hellmuth. This is the next generation.
I had you.
Yeah, Nick crushed.
It doesn't get any bigger
than this.
This is the best of the PokerStars.net Big Game.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to Las Vegas and our state-of-the-art poker room. And though it's empty right now, it has seen plenty of action so far. Alongside Joe Stapleton, I'm Chris Rose. Tonight, it's the best of the big game rivalry night.
Now, Chris, sometimes during a long session, you find yourself constantly going up against the same player over and over again. So tonight, we're bringing you some of our favorite mano-a-mano hands where the same two players just couldn't stay out of each other's way.
And like clashes between the Boston Red Sox and the New York Yankees, maybe even the Lakers and Celtics, when two tribes go to war, there's bound to be some chips spilled. So sit back and enjoy the battles. It is rivalry night here on the best of the big game. First up, one of the hottest players on the circuit, Jason Mercier, just can't stay out of the way of two-time World Series of Poker bracelet winner Danny Alahi. As our hand begins, we pick up the action. It's been folded around to three-time World Series of Poker bracelet winner Barry Greenstein.
Yeah, but Joe's a baller. You can afford
Ace-7 offsuit.
Going to raise his ace in the cutoff
to 1,500.
like what kind of arm?
Jason Mercier, 8-7 suited.
First-person shooters.
Suited connector is exactly the kind of hand these guys like to play in position.
And he calls. Joe Cata folds. Danny looking at ace-deuce suited. Also calls. So three players to the first flop of the evening. 5 trade 4, a crazy one.
Barry's gone from first to worst. Danny has flopped a wheel.
Danny's checked over to Barry. He bets 3,000.
Can always count on good old Greenstein to continuation bet. Jason's got a monster draw, a flush draw to go with his gut shot. Don't see him going anywhere. We might see a semi-bluff.
Jason raises to 8,400.
That bet tells me he'd be happy to take it right here. Now we know Danny has a made straight and he's not going anywhere. It's possible he's already drawing dead, but he knows both Barry and Jason have a pretty wide range. Barry always c-bets, and Jason is a re-raising machine. Now Danny's got a made hand, but it isn't really strong enough to slow play. He has no redraw, and he can't improve, so there's no benefit to another card coming off.
Danny re-raises to 24,000.
See, with that raise, Danny's protecting his hand, and he's betting for value at the same time.
Barry folds his gut shot. So now the action on Jason Mercier.
Now with his bet sizing, Jason knows Danny has to have some kind of hand. He only has an 8 high right now, so he can't afford to just call and miss on the turn. He's going to want to see both cards or none at all. He could fold, but this draw may be too big to resist temptation.
On.
Danny would actually be the one all in if he calls.
And I can't see him folding.
Call.
Call? Did you say call?
Yeah.
I'm gonna run it. I have a gut shot and a flush draw.
Did they let us do that?
On. Yeah, they let us do it. Do you want to run it? How many times do you want to run it?
Once or 3 times.
All right, I'll definitely run it 3 times then.
That means they'll see the turn and the river 3 times, playing for 1/3 of the pot each run.
And even though Danny's got a made straight, you can see they're each about a coin flip to win this hand.
I just have to hit. You have no redraw, right?
Yeah, I know.
I have a lot of kill cards.
The first of 3 runs. Queen on the turn.
No help for Jason.
The river. Danny wins the first run.
Nice one, the first one.
Remember, Jason's looking for any of those outs at the top of the screen.
The second turn, the 5 of diamonds.
Is there any spades in there?
The river, 7 of clubs. Danny wins again.
I made 2 pair.
First 2.
All right, come on. Let's not do this.
Jason's hoping for 1/3 of this pot.
The third and final run.
All right, there we go. I'm glad we ran it 3 times.
Yeah.
If you said once or twice, that would have been very expensive.
Jack of clubs, the meaningless river card. Mercier makes his flush and pockets a third of the pot, more than 57 grand.
It might be better for him to put 82.5
So 2/3 of round 1 went to Danny, but these two continued to tangle. We pick up the game a few hands later. Here's how Joe and I called the action. Action is folded around to Jason Mercier with pocket rockets. Raises to 1,400. Cassidy folds. King Queen offsuit for Danny Alaei.
Now, even though King Queen can be easily dominated, it is well ahead of Jason's cutoff raising range.
Danny calls. Nadia ace 6 folds.
Jason's been so aggressive this game, it's difficult to give him credit for a hand as good as aces.
The flop. 9-5 king, 2 diamonds.
Right in the window, Danny flops top pair.
And checks.
This could get brutal for Danny.
Mercier bets 2,100.
Danny probably likes his hand right now. Top pair, second kicker is pretty strong.
And Danny calls.
Danny just calls with top pair because he wants Jason to bet into him again on the turn. At least that's what he thinks he wants.
4 of clubs on the turn.
It's a great card for Jason.
Danny checks.
It doesn't complete any draws, so he knows Danny's hand isn't likely to have improved. Danny called on the flop, so he wants to try to figure out how much Danny will call again. He wants to try to get value from top or middle pair, and he wants a draw to have to pay to see the river.
The bet this time is 5,700.
5,700.
Danny's been led into twice. Still has top pair.
Danny calls.
Danny's in a really tough spot. Very difficult to lay down top pair, especially against Jason.
The river. 10 of clubs.
The river completes both flush and straight draws.
Danny checks.
It's going to make it tough for Jason to get max value out of this hand. If he bets and gets raised, one pair is basically only good as a bluff catcher.
It's pretty good pot odds.
Jason makes it 14,300 to go.
Jason's still pretty convinced his hand's good enough to value bet. The fact that Danny hasn't folded yet tells me this is a pretty nice value bet from Jason. It's going to be hard for Danny to not pay Jason off because of his image and reputation. Jason's the kind of player who would fire a 20-barrel bluff if he could, so a fair percentage of the time Danny makes his call, he's going to be right. Just not this time.
What? Oh, what do you have? Could be that. 3 9s. Maybe. Could be that.
Danny calls and sees the bad news. So Jason Mercier had the bullets that hand, but Texas Dolly is also willing to shoot first and ask questions later.
Did you go to old poker games when you were playing in Texas with a gun every game?
Always be one handy, let's put it that way.
Coming up, see who was in his sights. But up next, the loose cannon takes aim at Daniel.
22. Double up.
It's me and you again, looks like.
Nah, it seems like it's always me and you, man.
If you want your chance to appear on the big game and be a loose cannon, simply log on to PokerStars.net. There are free qualifying tournaments every day. More Best of the Big Game coming right at you. We are back with Rivalry Night on the Best of the Big Game. On week number 1, we had a table full of all-stars. We had Phil Locke, Tony G, Phil Hellmuth.
But it was an unlikely duo who found themselves matched up hand after hand. The loose cannon Ernest Wiggins and Kid Poker Daniel Negreanu. Enjoy their rivalry.